A fire tornado was confirmed in Utah yesterday, a spinning column of flame visible for miles. That is not the biggest story. The biggest story is what's happening all across the American West right now. As of this morning, 4.5 million acres have burned across the United States in 2026 alone. To put that in perspective, that is larger than the state of Connecticut and Rhode Island combined. 92 large fires are burning right now. 9 new ones broke out just since yesterday morning. The national preparedness level is at 5, the absolute highest it can go on a scale of 1 to 5. We've got dangerous fire weather, wildfire smoke reaching Indiana, and a tropical storm near Hawaii. This is one of the most serious wildfire situations this country has faced. Let's get right into it. Oregon has 34 large fires burning across the state. More than 1.4 million acres have already burned. The 3 biggest fires in Oregon right now are the Rogue Creek Complex at 294,000 acres, the Big Grass Fire at 292,000 acres, and the Hay Creek Complex at 193,000 acres. The Coleman Creek Fire in Oregon has reached 146,000 acres. The Second Flat Fire is at 98,000 acres. The Shingle Fire is forcing Level 1 and Level 2 evacuations near the Sheeprock Unit outside of Fossil, Oregon. U.S. Highway 26, about 21 miles east of Prineville, is shut down in both directions due to fire activity. If you're planning to drive through Central Oregon, please check TripCheck.com for real-time road conditions first. Moving up to Washington State, 13 large fires, 193,000 acres, and the danger is growing by the hour. The Kaiser Canyon Fire in north-central Washington is the largest single fire in the state at 126,000 acres. The Sinlahekin Fire down near the town of Loomis in Okanogan County was the biggest thermal signature of the day. It started moving northward rapidly, and at 5:58 in the evening, a Level 3 evacuation order was issued. Level 3 means leave immediately, do not pack, do not go back inside, do not wait, leave right now. The evacuation zone covers the Cecile Creek Road area in Okanogan County just south of Loomis, Washington. The good news, forward progression on the Kimberly Fire was stopped by 7:26 in the evening. Crews did their job. Across Washington and Oregon together, we now have 19 incident management teams deployed simultaneously. Here's something I want to mention. Australia and New Zealand have sent 74 wildfire experts to help us. A 15-person incident management team from Down Under is being assigned to the Castle Fire near Milo, Oregon. My goodness, when this country needs help from another hemisphere. That says everything about this season. Heading south now and from Montana, there is actually one piece of good news in an otherwise brutal day. Some good news from Montana. The Stony Creek Fire northeast of Skalkaho Falls has been fully contained. Now let's go to Utah, because what happened there yesterday afternoon is something I've rarely seen covered in the news. Let me explain what this is, because it's genuinely remarkable and worth understanding. Here's how it forms. If the terrain or the winds cause that rising column to start rotating, something remarkable happens. It throws burning debris, branches, embers, debris outward for long distances. Firefighters treat these as top priority hazards. This particular fire tornado was given an EFU rating by the Storm Prediction Center and the Salt Lake City National Weather Service. The U stands for unknown. There was no damage path on the ground to survey and assign a specific wind speed. For context, last year, Utah had a confirmed EF2 fire tornado during the Deer Creek Fire near LaSalle in San Juan County. It was initially estimated at just 20 acres, but by the time crews arrived, it had exploded to over 550 acres. The fire is showing what officials call erratic behavior. The head is pushing hard to the north with extreme intensity. Air resources on the Widemouth 2 fire include 6 large air tankers. Those are fixed-wing aircraft that drop fire retardants. There are also 2 Type 1 helicopters on scene and a 3rd Type 3 helicopter that has been ordered, plus a Utah task force. As of the last report, no structures are threatened, but if you are in Millard County, stay clear of the area, please. Now let's head to Colorado, where there's a fast-growing fire south of the resort town of Pagosa Springs. The Rio Blanco fire is burning at approximately 120 acres along Valle Seco B Road. That's National Forest Road 6I-53. It means get your medications, your important documents, your pets, and your go bag ready right now. Be ready to leave on 5 minutes' notice. Do not wait for the mandatory order by then. Roads can be compromised. The pre-evacuation zone includes several rural roads, and the Pinion Hill subdivision in Archuleta County. Confirm your address with local emergency management. Pagosa Springs High School has been set up as the evacuation center. Bring your essential medications with you. For the latest on the Rio Blanco fire, you can call the Archuleta County Sheriff directly at 970-508-9928. The fire is burning actively in steep mountain canyons, the kind of terrain that gives firefighters very little margin. Before we move to the weather driving all of this, a quick sweep of fire conditions across the rest of the country. Nevada has 5 fires at 43,000 acres. Idaho has 3 fires at 20,000 acres. Montana has 5 fires at just under 2,500 acres. It's 20% contained near the Sharon Jack and Highway 49 intersection. Crews are mopping up through the evening. Total for the year 42, 651 fire incidents, 4.51 million acres burned, and it's only the 29th of July. All right, now let's talk about the weather that is driving all of this, starting right at the top with the Northwest. That pressure difference drives air through the gaps and passes in the Cascades like air rushing through a narrow doorway. The Columbia River Basin and Northeast Washington are getting the worst of it today. Humidity runs just 15 to 25%. That combination strong wind, low humidity, dry fuels is exactly what causes fires to make their biggest runs. The air this afternoon is slightly cooler than it has been near normal for late July in the northern half of the West. That's a small mercy. It's not cool enough to shut fire activity down, but it does limit the most extreme behavior. Now the Southwest, if you live in Nevada, southern Idaho, Arizona, or New Mexico, this is critical information. Minimum relative humidity in the Southwest today is running 4 to 12%, 4 to 12%. Here's a number that puts that in plain terms. Dry wood typically begins to ignite around 8 to 10% humidity. In parts of Nevada and southwest Idaho today, we are below that threshold. The landscape is that dry right now. Temperatures in the southwest are running above normal for this time of year, adding to the moisture stress on vegetation. We will see scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms developing across the southwest and the Four Corners region today. Now, thunderstorms sound helpful, but here's the danger: these storms can produce lightning with little or no rain. Scattered showers and storms are also developing on the east side of the Rockies in Colorado, pushing out toward the high plains. That's welcome moisture for agricultural areas, but it does not help the active fires burning in the steep terrain to the west. There are no major active fires there right now, but conditions are supportive. One spark is all it takes. Temperatures are running above normal from Louisiana through Georgia. The heat index, that's what it actually feels like on your skin, could reach 105 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit across parts of the Deep South this afternoon. If you're over 65 or if you have heart or lung conditions, take this seriously. Limit time outdoors between noon and 4 p.m. Scattered showers and afternoon thunderstorms are developing across South Georgia and into the Florida Panhandle. Nothing severe expected there, just the typical pop-up convection we see in the southeast during late July. The northeast is a completely different story today, and it's a story about too much water, not too little. Heavy rain is spreading across New England and the mid-Atlantic today. The heaviest totals will be in the Catskill Mountains. If you're traveling on Interstate 87, the New York State Thruway through the Catskill region, expect slick roads and reduced visibility. Flash flood risk is elevated from the Catskills south through the Hudson Valley and into western New England. If you live near a creek or stream in that region, know your flood risk and have a plan ready before tonight. And out in the Pacific tropical storm, Fausto is tracking north of the Hawaiian Islands right now. Winds in Hawaii are running stronger than forecasters expected. If you're in the islands, monitor your local National Weather Service. Now, one more thing that affects people far from any active fire, and it's already in your sky: smoke. The wildfire smoke from Oregon and Washington is traveling east at high altitude all the way to Indiana and the upper Midwest. Right now, it's staying well above the surface. Your air quality at ground level across the Midwest is okay for now. But here's something I want every viewer over 60 to hear clearly, especially anyone with asthma, COPD, or a heart condition. If the upper-level winds shift and bring that smoke column down to the surface, air quality can deteriorate in just hours. That's the kind of change that happens faster than the forecast can keep up. So this is how you protect yourself. Check airnow.gov daily. That's the EPA's real-time air quality tracker. It's free. It's updated hourly. On high smoke days, keep your windows closed, run your air conditioning on recirculate mode, and limit outdoor exercise. If you don't have air conditioning, a portable HEPA air filter in the room where you spend the most time makes a real difference. All right, let's talk about where this fire weather pattern is headed over the next 3 to 5 days. The system controlling the weather across the west right now is a high-pressure ridge sitting over the interior. Think of it like a dome of high pressure over the region. It locks in heat, keeps moisture out, and keeps winds organized. Both major forecast models, the American GFS model and the European ECMWF model, agree this ridge is not moving. Through Thursday and Friday, the Pacific Northwest stays in a dangerous fire weather pattern. No relief in sight. The one wild card is the southwest monsoon. The monsoon is when moisture from the Gulf of California surges northward. It could deliver beneficial rainfall and raise humidity enough to slow fire growth in that part of the country. The models are not in agreement on timing. Some show a monsoon surge by day 5. Others push it to next week or later. Here are 3 scenarios for the fire weather pattern through this coming weekend. Let me lay them out plainly. Best case, the monsoon surges into the Four Corners by Thursday or Friday of this week. That would bring real rain to southern Colorado, New Mexico, and parts of Utah, giving firefighters a genuine window to work. Most likely case, the ridge holds. Critically dry conditions continue across the west through the end of the week. Dry lightning continues to ignite new fires. The national preparedness level stays at 5. Resources remain stretched thin. Worst case, the ridge amplifies. Temperatures jump back above normal in Oregon and Washington by the weekend. Hot, dry air from the interior starts flowing outward toward the coast. That's what weather forecasters call offshore flow. Under that scenario, existing large fires in Oregon and Washington could make major runs this weekend. The probability of the worst case is not high right now, but it is real enough to monitor every single day. If that Day 7 outlook holds as we reach Day 5 and Day 4, expect a dedicated update from us every single day. Pacific Northwest Oregon and Washington are in a dangerous fire weather pattern through at least Thursday and Friday. If you are under any evacuation order in Okanagan County, Washington, that level 3 means leave now, not after dinner. Utah, the Widemouth 2 fire is active, showing erratic behavior, and was responsible for a confirmed fire tornado on July 28th. Colorado, the Rio Blanco fire south of Pagosa Springs, pre-evacuation in effect. Call 970-508-9928 for information. Southwest, critically dry air, dry lightning risk, and above normal temperatures continue through the rest of this week. Northeast, heavy rain and flash flood risk. Near the Catskills today, the New York State Thruway through that area will be slick. Hawaii tropical storm Fausto is passing north of the islands with stronger than expected winds. Monitor your local NWS. If you prefer a dedicated device, a NOAA weather radio will give you 24-hour alerts even if your phone battery dies. The Watch Duty app is excellent for wildfire tracking. Airnow.gov is the best tool for monitoring air quality daily. This wildfire situation is developing rapidly and will not resolve quickly. We will be back here every day with updates. If you found this video useful, please hit that like button and subscribe and turn your notifications on. 225-244 firefighters deployed right now, 558 crews, 525 engines, 156 helicopters. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, everybody.